like this situation can force us to cultivate those things as individuals. And again, kind of that growing from the inside out approach, as opposed to trying to change the world, right? We start working on ourselves, and then our marriages or our relationships, and then our families, and then we kind of work from within. And the more we can become better and heal from within and ourselves and cultivate this stuff, I mean, that's what will promote the, at least in my opinion, the growth from within. But I don't know. I mean,
no
yeah. But well, I mean, and you know, what are your thoughts on just the opportunities that are here, right? You know, in front of us. Like, what, I know you talked about obviously like working on yourself, but like for you, right? Or, you know, for maybe you and your wife, like what have you guys seen emerge as a positive, or what do you think would be
Yeah,
the thing
probably
that can grow?
just developing the friendship, I think, and
Mm.
putting the time in. One of the things that we've been doing is we started walking, 3, 4, 5 miles every day, be it in the morning or the afternoon, but we get that walk in. And
Mm-hmm.
then one of the things that we've both been noticing is it's just that time without your phone. We don't listen to anything on our separate phones. It's like a set time that we just kind of, you walk, and you
Mm-hmm.
really get the feeling of you're walking, so you're not going too fast.
Mm.
And I feel like I start kind of reconnecting with like, oh, this is like, because and the funny thing is that we just brought up on our last walk was I was thinking about it, and I couldn't remember what it was like to not be able to get a hold of someone specific right when I wanted to. In other
Mm.
words, just to be able to reach out and connect with somebody, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to, when I was a kid, it was like only landlines. So you called,
Yeah.
they didn't pick up, you left a voicemail on the family voicemail. And it
Yeah.
was like, I can't remember what that was truly like anymore.
Yeah. No, it's and that idea of connection, man, is something. I mean, you were speaking into it in our previous conversation so well. It's like just that idea of real connection, right? Instead of
Yeah.
pseudo connection. And I mean, I don't know. Do you want to share those thoughts
Yeah,
that you're
that's
sharing? Because
right. Yeah,
it was
just
like, yeah.
yeah, I think we were talking about how we communicate, just be it over text messages or, the social media, I think is the biggest one right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us, and, I'm guilty too. You get sucked into Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever you like. And, you start developing, I think you coined it with the pseudo relationships.
I didn't
Um,
coin that, but yeah,
oh,
I said that.
I
Yeah,
think you had said
that's
that.
someone way smarter than me that coined that. Yeah, and so, but yeah, I get it.
So
No,
yeah,
yeah,
you have
exactly.
these Instagram friends, we'll call them in quote in air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
But truth is if you were in a pinch and somebody needed you to pick you up at the side of the road, in the middle of the night or whatever, you ask one of your Instagram friends, they're probably not.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, and and then on top of that, you know, it's like, you know, you like, I mean, and I feel the same way. I definitely feel like you know, we have our 6-month-old baby coming up here in just a few days. So, you know, like this self isolation period has been, I think, equally. I think, you know, I know my wife was sharing with me, and I'm sure she'll be okay if I share this, but just this idea of like, man, like one of the cool things about having a baby is, of course, but it's also like sharing the baby with other people and like getting to see, like, you know, and like,
yeah,
introducing the baby to your friends and letting your friends like kind of enjoy, and everyone kind of experience this idea of like watching the baby grow or do things. Like she, you know, she rolled over, right, recently,
yeah.
and it was like, oh my gosh. And then we're having to like stream it to someone on the phone. And I'm like, and it's like, you know, we're making do, and that's great. But man, there's something about like being with your other family and having them all watch, you know, and just being there. Right.
Yeah,
And I think it's this, you know, we were so used to using our screens to connect with people. We didn't think anything of it. And then
yeah.
we took away real
The
connection
real
anyways.
connection.
And it's like, it kind of shines a light on like, you know, this doesn't actually satisfy the need for connection. This doesn't
Right,
satisfy real relationship, is just through
right.
screens. Right. And I think that's the thing that has been a big, and of course I've known that practically, but I haven't applied it well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
really, like
it,
even with us, right? I'll just be like, text you real quick or whatever, right? It's like
yeah,
there's no reason I can't call you. It's just I'm just gonna send them a text, or whatever, right?
sure.
And I'm, it shines a light on many ways. I've done this in my own life with other relationships of just not fully immersing in them, not cultivating and not giving them the chance to grow into what they could be,
Yeah.
and
And
yeah.
oh, and I was just thinking, and it's like, and we all kind of are feeling that way. So none of us are calling each other out on it that much. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
it's got to be the norm.
Yeah.
And almost with this, it's like I've been finding myself, the people that have iPhones, Matt, you should upgrade one day.
Google phones
Where
all the
it's
way, man.
like where I'm FaceTiming more now than I ever
Mm-hmm.
have. Because
Mm.
it's like, again, you take that face to face for granted.
Yeah.
So I guess you can still use it to your advantage too.
Right. Right. Well, and but like that idea of cultivating love, and I don't, like guys don't like to talk about like sappy stuff like this usually, usually we're all,
Bring
well,
it on,
I
dude.
don't feel love, it's like, and so no, but I mean, it's real, right? Like we all need that connection.
Yeah.
We need human connection, and the it's just so interesting to watch that this in many ways is shining a light and kind of saying like, look, the way you guys have been doing stuff, you think it's good, but then
Hmm.
to only have that, it's shining a light, at least for me, and I know for many others that I've heard from, on this idea of like, that actually doesn't feed you, that doesn't cultivate a relationship, it doesn't grow it. it,
Right.
it might it might kind of maintain it a little bit,
Supplement.
right? But yeah, it might supplement. I think it's a good supplemental tool, like you're saying, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, in between times where we see each other, hey, how you doing, man? It's just that quick little back and forth, but
Yeah.
it cannot be the primary, right?
No.
And I do think that this will pass, and I do think we can, I do think we'll emerge from this. But really, like you said, we've been going for walks too, my wife and I, and we even been working on a puzzle. Like
Oh,
that's one thing we say we started. So,
I like that.
oh, dude, I'm awful at puzzles, by the way. Yeah. So, I was like, it's kind of embarrassing, but, so, but it's this time where we're saying, hey, look, I'm going to dedicate complete attention to this time with you.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what grows real relationships. And I think a lot of us, again, are getting that chance to experience that. And the thing, my big fear is that when these gates lift and stuff starts to balance out, which I believe it will, are we going to remember that, or are we going to
Yeah.
forget it? Are we just going to just go back? Right.
That's
Let's
the
go back,
hardest thing, man.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
minds are
And
tricky.
yeah. And because again, we can use this as a kind of a wake up, right? It's when that chaos and stuff happens in life that we take the most action. Right.
Yep. Yep.
And using this, I think, is an opportunity, to see the areas in your life where maybe there is some areas that might need some attention, and
Yeah.
and saying like, hey, you know what, let me work on that, and then more importantly, let me see it as the problem it is, and then not just fall back in my own ways, right? Really
Right.
understanding the problem it is. And so, but anyways, no, I totally appreciate your thoughts, and I thank you for taking the time to be here today and just kind of talk about it, because I really enjoyed, when we started talking about this earlier, and that's why I wanted to try this as an episode for the show, because it's something we're all struggling with. I mean,
For sure.
mental health is something we all have, right? It's just in what degree it is at that stage of our life, just like
Yeah.
physical health, right? It's not something that these select few only struggle with. It's like we all have our challenges, and being transparent and open about them, and working on them together is the way we're going to overcome our struggles. So, yeah, thank you. And, for those of you that, again, are interested in real estate in Southern California, what's your hashtag? Where can people find you if they want to look you up?
Oh, I'm on Instagram at realtor_ninja.
Yeah.
Or
Jason and I also train jujitsu together. So yeah, he's a dual threat.
yeah,
But anyways, for everyone else that joined in today, I just want to say thank you for tuning in to the show. If you do need resources, we have free guides and free assessments available at restoredminds.com for anxiety. And we also have our overcoming anxiety program where I do, live weekly coaching, as well as the masterclass where, we go through the tools and all that in our private community. And yeah, we just want to say, wish everyone well during this time. And, we're going to keep putting out shows and supporting it the best we can during this time. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Thanks
See you
for
soon.
having me.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in.